So I've had a few friends also cut with these. Overall, they also cut extremely well. Relatively inexperienced cutters are able to make it through to Tommy mats with these, where they may struggle with a less performing blade, similar to the Red Baron. And I've had great feedback from them. Everybody has enjoyed cutting with these, and almost everyone overswings at first. They think they need more power than they do, and they go, wow, that was really easy. So that's always a sign of a extremely well-performing blade. The geometry on these is extremely thin out near the edge. We have a typical triangular cross section like you'd see in a katana or other blade like this, but it's not that thick along the spine, so you don't have that much metal that has to pass through your target.
OK，我們反轉咗佢，好啊，嚟咗。可以。哇！好嚟喎呢把嘢。
Hello everybody, today I would like to answer a commonly asked question, frequently asked question, that's why did all the Lancelot Swords cut things so easily that even a newbie without the level of techniques that I have could cut the targets they usually could not cut. Even a swordsman with absolutely no knowledge and mastery on high-speed zone still managed to cut things they cannot cut before when they were using my swords. So what was the magic in such phenomena? This is a very simple question. The answer lies in Lancelot Sharp. Because the sword I designed were meant to face very difficult targets, like realistic targets like the newspaper roll with PPR pipe that simulates flesh and bone, and when I design them, they have to be able to deal with thick level, including fabric cover. So when these swords were used on easier targets, they were just sailing through the material so easily, even without all the advanced techniques I talked about usually. Moreover, you can see in the other reviews that swords that were made with thin geometry do not survive hitting hard stuff.
Angle. Boom. Well, this was unexpected in two ways. It did a lot more damage to the zombie than I expected, but unfortunately it also did a lot more to the blade. Oh. This is the Achilles heel of the Principe. It's a fantastic cutter, but it's not the most durable blade, not by any means. Ouch. Oh, that is going to look terrible even when I try to blend this in. Oh well, lesson learned. This is why I was hesitant to use it on a zombie head, but, you know, entertainment comes first, right? Upon closer examination, it turns out I hit the exact same spot that I damaged before when chopping into a tree for the abusive tests. It's that part of the edge that was deformed, and when I flattened it, that weakened the steel in that area. The piece that broke out conforms to the shape of that original deformation.
However, my swords were proved to be able to handle hard targets like the wooden dowel inside the tatami, the PPR pipe I usually cut, as well as recently a simulated skull and the jaw.
Through the face.
Oh, that was awful. It twisted in my hands. Our last, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. As it came in here, it twisted kind of when it hit the jaw, I think.
You cut how many teeth off?
I cut straight through his...
4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
You cost them 6 teeth and the jaw that's attached to them. So how about the edge? Is there any damage?
No.
Nothing.
Nope.
Can we see where it hit?
Not really.
Not really.
No. No discernible marks.
That did a number on him.
I think if it had been attached to the spine and the rest of the skull hadn't been in pieces, it probably just would have cut straight through.
I think so. Clean, yeah. And what's the blade look like?
I mean, it's covered in bits of skull, but apart from that, I think we're pretty good. I don't see any damage.
Yeah, me neither.
There's no rolling or anything.
Nothing going on now.
This thing's scary.
That's a very clean cut, yes. Oh! I did not expect that. Well then, hello there.
About 2-3 inches in there, yeah. You'd be having a bad day. If that was attached to his spine, you'd be having a bad day.
Oh, that would be very unpleasant. There you go.
Yep.
My sword survived cutting through such targets despite the user was not an expert in cutting. He was not actually cutting very good. He was a kendoka, and in kendo they do not practice cutting. So there were screw up in his test cut, but the edge still hold up perfectly. How come this is so big a contrast compared to another big brand sword that didn't survive cutting the same kind of target? As I mentioned, it is the Lancelot Sharp concept. The Lancelot Sharp concept is to make use of a very acute, very, you may say, very thin geometry, which usually, if done by other makers, will not survive cutting through such hard targets. However, with my hand sharpening modification and testing in between to establish the final apex geometry that will hold against cutting such hard targets, that you get the best of both thin geometry and edge holding, as well as the cutting through bone level difficulty durability. And this can only be done with hand sharpening by someone like me because it requires a thorough understanding of how the geometry will affect your cutting ability, how to form the apex, how to remove the burr, to make sure that the apex will hold up. As long as the apex will hold up, the edge plane behind the apex is more likely to hold up. Once the apex fails, it will drag along the material behind it to deform, just like you saw the Princess did when it deformed, hitting the wooden branch, and the apex failed, and then it dragged along, it pulled along the material behind it to deform along with it. So the apex durability is of the utmost importance. If the apex hold, the plane behind it usually hold. Usually. Of course, there is exception. Like if you are going way too thin, then of course even the apex hold, the plane can still deform. But I have already taken that into consideration as well. So the geometry I picked is the absolute extreme where it can still hold against cutting thigh bone. As long as your blade alignment is good, okay? I'm not talking about if you screw up. When you screw up, bad things happen. However, luckily, so far, when you see the people who do the review screw up, it still hold up because due to my high level standard, the targets I face is usually much tougher, much harder than most people cut nowadays. So if my swords were designed to survive against those targets, they could survive against the other easier targets. And you cannot achieve that Lancelot Sharp level with belt sander or with machine sharpening because you simply remove too much material and change the geometry of the cutting plane too much that it has an impact on the cutting effectiveness while you try to strengthen the edge holding ability. So yeah, to answer this question, why even newbies could cut so well with my swords, the simple answer is because of Lancelot Sharp. Okay, see ya.